Let's talk about a house that isn't everyone's cup of tea, and this is Zoologist. The fragrance that I'm going to review today is called Dodo, and this is the 2020 release, which by the way is discontinued just like the original release. This house isn't everyone's cup of tea, mainly because it has some very unique, very potent and very interesting fragrances. They do lean a lot to the animalic side of things, and therefore they aren't, let's say, so praised like other fragrances from other houses. But Dodo is something special. It's something totally different. It's something unique. It's something that I never smelled before. And the main culprit for this feeling is one ingredient, which in this fragrance is used exceptionally. Let's talk about the composition. The fragrance was created, as I said, in 2020 by Yves Cassar, and we have a very long note breakdown. You get rosemary, bergamot, pink pepper, and petitgrain in the top notes. In the heart, we have clary sage, pineapple, cardamom, and blackcurrant. And in the base, we get oak, patchouli, tonka, oak moss, cumin, basil, lavender, musk, and geranium. Therefore, this is quite a long note breakdown. Does this mean that you're going to smell every single note? Of course not. It mainly depends on your own skin, on your skin's chemistry, and how it interacts with the fragrance. Therefore, what I get on my skin, you may not get it. And what I get is a huge, a powerful bomb made out of blackcurrant combined with pineapple, combined with all those, let's say, green aromatic notes, especially with rosemary. But I also get basil, I also get cumin, and I also get oak moss. Not so much coming from the tonka and the patchouli, not so much coming from the lavender, which is quite peculiar because lavender on my skin is a very good performing type of note. Not so much even from the petitgrain, but as I said, I get all the rest. And the most important one for me, and every single time that I wear this fragrance, which I already own for a couple of months, I get a huge infusion of blackcurrant absolute, because this is what's used in Dodo 2020. And specific of this ingredient in the way it is used in Dodo is that it gives you a sulfurous feeling. If you want rotten eggs, you name it. You think about it and you name it. And it smells absolutely unbelievable. It might make you feel about a volcano, if you want. Imagine this. You're on a tropical island, like those that you see in the movies, where the dodos live, and there's an active volcano that's on the verge of erupting. And you get all that sulfurous feeling in the atmosphere. This is exactly what I get every single time with Dodo, and I simply enjoy it. Although it might sound very disgusting or horrible, in reality it isn't. And that's where the pineapple and all those green aromatics intervene in the composition and change this whole feeling. And it transforms Dodo in something very refreshing, very uplifting, very invigorating, I would say, but with that peculiar sulfurous feeling in the background, because that stays in the background the whole time you are wearing this fragrance. And I simply love it because it's so unique. It's such a unique interpretation, and it's so different compared to any other fragrance out there on the market. And this is actually the reason for which I truly appreciate Zoologist. I truly appreciate their work, and I love their fragrances. They are so well made and unique. They are very artistic, if you want. And this is what I'm actually looking whenever I decide to purchase a new fragrance. Let's talk about the performance, because this one was one of the fragrances that I carried with me in my summer holiday. And as you can see, this video is actually filmed in such a scenario, and I simply enjoyed wearing this one in extreme high heat. And what I mean by extreme high heat, I mean above 40 degrees Celsius. It was very hot, very humid, and it worked miracles. Although this isn't everyone's cup of tea, because usually I get very nice compliments, but I also did get some very nasty compliments. Somebody actually told me that I smell like sweat, which truly isn't the case, but this is their perception, and it actually came from somebody that doesn't really have a lot of experience with fragrances in general, therefore not really with niche fragrances and this type of interpretations. but I am mentioning it. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed wearing this one because it made me feel very, very fresh. It simply managed to perform very good in extreme high heat. I've also worn this one in moderate temperatures. As I said, I do own it from, I don't know, spring or something like this. And it never disappointed when it comes to the overall performance, longevity, projection, and also sillage. It isn't very versatile. You cannot really wear this one at, let's say, formal events when you are dressed up. I wouldn't actually recommend it being worn at semi-formal events, but in a casual type of scenario, this could be worn. And as I always say, this type of interpretations, this type of unique fragrances, this type of artistic perfumes are actually for your own pleasure. And when it comes to the House of Zoologist, this is the main, let's say, feeling, the main agreement. And when it comes to the House of Zoologist, this is actually the most important thing, because you basically purchase these fragrances for your own pleasure, for you to wear, for you to sniff, and not really to get compliments from other people. And I do not mind this. Therefore, from where I stand, Dodo 2020 gets a huge, huge recommendation because it is truly something else. This is a unisex fragrance, at least this is how it is marketed, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't see a woman wearing Dodo 2020. And as I said, that's because of the sulfurous accord coming from the blackcurrant absolute inside the composition, and this makes the fragrance to lean to the masculine side of things. Other than that, I won't have any problem in recommending wearing this one throughout the year. I wouldn't have any problem in recommending it, I don't know, in wintertime, in spring or in fall. As I said, I wore it mostly in moderate and high temperatures, especially this summer, and it has become one of my most favorite fragrances in my collection due to its uniqueness, due to its quality, and I truly, truly enjoyed wearing it every single time. I'm actually wearing it right now when I'm shooting this video, because this is how much I love it, this is how much I like it, and I highly recommend it to you to test it out, to see if you like it, to try it out on your own skin, to buy a sample or a decant, wear it a couple of times, see how it performs, see how it smells, see if you like it, and only afterwards go ahead and purchase or not a full bottle. Zoologist isn't a cheap house, but it isn't a very expensive one, and therefore I highly recommend you to first try it out. For those who are interested, you have my website that you can see in the top right corner of this video if you want to test out fragrances, and if you live in the European Union, you have the website, you have all the information, you have all the products that are available for decanting, and if you wish, I can help you out with this type of products. I'm going to stop here. As always, thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Be safe, be good. Peace.